Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome back to D-Chess. This is another game from Club Night, the same night that I played Christian. Sorry, had a brain fart for a second. This is the game that I played against Colt, and I actually had pre-positioned the camera for this game. I had zoomed it in on the board, and it had a perfect view. And as I sat down, the thing jostled to the side and it knocked off like half of Colt's side of the board. So I had to go back again because of bad foot, and plus arms and hands got in the way, and this somebody I won't mention just keeps talking, and you know who you are. I'm just laughing at you, kid. But anyway, I decided this would be the easier way to do it because, again, once again, the footage just wasn't worth using. But this is a very interesting, well thought out game. I'll go ahead and tell you, yes, I do lose this game as well. But I don't mind posting my losses because they're always a teachable moment for you guys. So it was a well fought game. Ended up coming down to an end game, which I was actually surprised by. I was defending my butt off, as you'll see here in a second. We go through some wild transpositions in the opening, but let's get it started. And Colt decides he's gonna ignore Stockfish. Stockfish is Stockfish knows the best move is E4. Colt just doesn't care. He doesn't care. D4. All right, so against D4 or E4, I'm probably going to play the move it's recommending right now. E4, it's going to be the Alekhine defense. Against D4, it's going to be the King's Indian defense or an Indian defense. You'll watch the opening explorer right here and watch the eval throughout the game because it goes up and down. We stay in database moves for about 10 moves. It's an interesting game, and once I reran it through the engine, there you have Indian defense. Once I ran it through the engine, I didn't do as bad as I thought I had over the board. Over the board, I started using the clock as a weapon, and I just really uncomfortable positions. I had to defend this vicious attack that you'll see coming. But watch the transpositions right here on the opening. Then we go back to the normal variation. Standard. And then we go into the Averbakh variation. I have never heard of this line in my life. Maybe I'm just drawing a blank. I mean, it sounds familiar, but I know I've never played this line as far as I can recall. But let's see how it happens, because it goes from that into, here in a second. You see Geller, and it won't let me see the rest of that. If somebody could leave something down in the comments section to tell me what the rest of that title is right there, I would appreciate it. But we have a standard King's Indian defense development, but it's a Averbakh variation. I assume that's how you pronounce it. It looks Punjabi, if I'm not mistaken, or Pakistani. I don't want to insult anybody, but go ahead and push the central pawn. I was trying to crack open the position. He didn't go for it. See, I should have questioned. Did you see? I should have questioned that bishop, but I didn't. slides it in. Now, I should have taken the bishop. When I was looking at this over the board, I was tempted to, but the queen and then the rook on h1. I just didn't like the pawn push on the h file. I was looking at all that crap and the knight coming in. It's just too much pressure. So I'm like, man, I'm in trouble already. Is what I'm looking at. And so I decided, let's go to try to see if we can simplify a little bit. And if he wants to take the bishop, fine. I'll slide in and take it with the king. I was ready for that. But as you see from this position, this was the last move in the database, and we have a 1780 and a 1916, and black won. As I said, I lost this game, so I did screw up somewhere along the middle game, and you will see where that's at. It's a crucial pawn move that you'll see. But, okay, so knight takes, queen takes. Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong. We're back into book, or back into database theory. Now we're out of it. Back to d7, and look at this phalanx. Look at this phalanx. When we were at the board, Colt was like, "It's a pawn wall, a pawn wall." I said, "No, it's phalanx, phalanx." But it's pretty. He's got a lot of space, And here comes the attack. And I knew that h4 was coming. So I'm trying to create counterplay on the queen side. And as you can see, now we're equalized. And now I've got a very slight advantage. Let's slide it over to engine analysis. That way, for those of you that care to look, you can go along with the lines that Stockfish recommends. It's going at a depth of 23. So I take the pawn as it recommended. Not that it told me to. And that was a mistake on my part, an inaccuracy. That, you see where it went from, You see where it went from basically equal position to 5.2 in his favor. So that was obviously a blunder. It allows infiltration. The queen suggests the queen to come in to pin the knight, and then probably pushing that pawn right there is probably what it's looking at. But he takes the pawn instead, which again goes back to almost an equal position. So at the time in the game, I'm thinking, man, I'm in trouble here. But in the eval, I wasn't doing that bad. Queen comes in, and it's still, let's go back. He had 0.4 to his advantage. That check was actually a mistake. It swung a whole point back to my side. But it wanted me to retreat, as you see. It wanted me to go back to g8, because this causes problems. That obviously drops the pawn. Because the knight is now forced to move away. Or get captured. Actually, that was, see, my idea here, I had the rook coming up the D file, or the E file, I'm trying to, and yes, I did recognize the knight was under attack, but I'm trying to create danger levels. So I figured, well, I'll just pin your, see if I can't skewer that bishop. And I should have taken the pawn, which I do. But as you can see, the eval is now a whole 9 points in his favor. So I'm trying to get the ladies off the board so that I can have some breathing room and come up with something. But a crucial mistake. Colt here got a little greedy. Instead of the checking move that the computer recommends, he got greedy. That is a hungry queen. She's starving. She's starving. So that actually brings the eval back to equal. Can you believe it? This is an equal position. Does it look equal to you? It does not look equal to me. But I'm not Stockfish. I'm not rated 3,000. So I'm still trying to trade the ladies. And I shouldn't have. As you can see, I should have just moved the king. Just took a breath and moved the king. But I was in a panic. And plus, about this time is when he was down to, I think, oh, and I should have mentioned, his rapid rating is 1833. My rapid rating was 1596, I believe. Yeah, 1596. And we were playing a 15-minute rapid with a 5-second increment, I think. So by this time, I'm just trying to use his clock as a weapon also. And of course, I don't have an eval bar, over the board, so I have no idea that it's an equal position. Let's try to trade the ladies, and that was a big blunder. I'm still trying to work that pin. And guys, it's a rapid game, and like I said in one previous video, you take chances playing humans, but please don't. When you're down this much, don't trade material like that. Just don't do it. I mean, that was retarded. I mean, I saw the check coming and thought I could somehow snag that knight, but it just didn't work out. But all is not lost, as you'll see here shortly. Attacking the pawn, get to move it away. Eval is 9.6 to Colt. Pushing that, trying to promote that pawn. Now I move the bishop over to block movement to that square. But now he's free to move to that square because the bishop's pinned to the king. But as you can see, the eval has dropped a little bit. It's sliding a little bit back my way. He takes the knight, he takes the bishop, and it goes right back to equal. Goes right back to equal position. I actually had winning chances, or at least drawing chances in this position. And we both had an equal amount of pawns, which amazed me that I got to this position. But the simple fact that this pawn and this pawn are separated just was too much for me to handle. I couldn't deal with these. He had this 2-pawn advantage on this side, and I couldn't defend both those pawns with my king and prevent the promotion. So, I just kind of played on from here. I'm still using the clock as a weapon, hoping something rattles loose. And right there, it's still equal. You see, I should have pushed that pawn. Because I moved out of order. Now I'm just racing down this way to try to get his king as far away from these pieces as possible. I'm trying to trade off that he doesn't buy it. Smart guy. Chess guy. But look at the eval. 60.3. Here comes the king. Nothing I can do to stop the promotion. As you can see, it's mate and 10 from this position, but I played a couple more moves. And once he goes there, it is mate and 6, and this is where Derek McCaslin resigned. Good game, Colt. Really good game. A much better game on my part than I thought it was, but really good game. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Until the next one, bro. I'm going to get you. I promise I'm going to get you. Have a good one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Please. Thank you for your time, and have a good day.